Good Sunday morning. My name is Catherine McNulty, and this is Grief Inspired Live, and I'm excited for what I have to share with you today. So if you haven't ever watched one of my videos, I'm glad that you're here because this one is going to be useful for everyone, no matter who you are. So what we're going to talk about today is the top 10 things that you don't know about grief. So I'm going to walk through these quickly. It's going to be a shorter video. I'm going to walk through these, and then later in other videos, we're going to expand on each of these a little bit more and dive into each one. But for today, we are going to be talking about the top 10 things that you don't know about grief. So let's start with number 10, and then we're going to work our way back all the way down to number 1. Number 10, grief is the loneliest experience you will ever face in your life. You may not know this, but no matter how many friends and family you have, grief will leave you feeling lonely. It's just the way it is. Number 9, healing from grief takes longer than you think it does. So we don't know anything about grief. We're not educated about grief. We don't talk about grief, but yet somehow we believe that if we just give it a little bit of time, that we'll just be able to get through it very easily. It doesn't happen like that. Sorry, grief takes time. Number 8. The number 8th thing that you might not know about grief is that your loved one dies, but your relationship with them doesn't. That love will always be with you, no matter how much pain you experience or how much pain over time. You learn how to let go, and you learn how that pain is meaningful, and it touches you and it changes you. So number 8, your loved one dies, but your relationship with them doesn't. Number 7, healing from grief isn't easy. I kind of want to say duh, but somehow we seem to think that we can just get through our grief and move on and have it be super easy and just get back to life the way we were. It doesn't work that way. Sorry. If you want to heal from grief, you have to do the work. Number 6, grief is not about death at all. It's about love. It's about the love that you have for the person that you've lost. So I want you to hear this very, very clearly. The grief that you're experiencing, the uncontrollable crying fits, the depression that you've been in for a long time, the anger that wells up within you, it isn't about your loved one. It's about you and how much you love them. And it's about how you feel. That's what it's about. Number 5, and we're going through the top 10 things you might not know about grief. Number 5, death is going to change you. When you start grieving someone that you love, someone close to you, you are forever changed. You may try your damnedest to get back to normal, but that normal is no longer there, and you cannot go back, and grief will change you. Number 4, expect the unexpected. I think that that's something that you might not know about grief, is we have this sense that we think we know how it's going to go, and then when it doesn't go the way we want it to go, or the way we think it's going to go, we get upset, and we get angry. And we feel wronged, and we feel betrayed. So the thing you might not know about grief is to expect the unexpected. And if you expect the unexpected, it'll save you time and make it a lot less painful. Number 3, grief will grow you if you let it. We talked about you being changed by your grief. Growth is going to happen because you have to work through your shit. Or you can choose to be a victim. If you want to choose to be a victim, that's fine too. But it's the quote from Rumi that says, the wound is the place where the light enters. There is a wound. You have been wounded. Let that light enter. Grief will grow you. Number 2, we're down to the top 2 things that you might not know about grief. Number 2, how you handle grief is how you handle everything in your life. Are you a procrastinator? You might be procrastinating your grief. Are you highly reactive, emotionally reactive? Do you dig in and try to figure things out? Do you verbally vomit everything that's going on with you to the people around you? How you handle grief is how you handle everything. And number 1, the top thing that you might not know about grief is that grief is an opportunity. Let me say that again. Grief is an opportunity to look at yourself, to look at your life, and to create something new because of all the other reasons that we've been through. And I have a really good friend who sent me a quote last night, and I want to read it here. And she said that not all the storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path. Grief is an opportunity. So those are your top 10. Grief is the loneliest experience you will ever face. Healing from grief takes longer than you think. Your loved one dies, but your relationship doesn't. Healing from grief isn't easy. Grief is not about death at all, but death will change you. Expect the unexpected. Grief will grow you. How you handle grief is how you handle everything. And grief is an opportunity. Grief is an opportunity. And no matter where you are in your grief journey, whether you're just starting, whether you're stuck in the middle, whether you're moving forward and trying to create something new for your life out of the things that you've learned, I want you to know this, that there is a past version of you that is proud of how far you have come. Don't forget that. Don't give up. Don't give up the fight. You've got this. Bye, everybody.